I am 17-year-old guy from Maratha, India and like to know and explore about the supernatural elements, since they have chased me since my childhood. This incident happened to me about 7 years ago but still give me goosebumps. I was at my maternal grandfather's house for the summer holidays. Me and my cousins were playing in the courtyard when one of my cousins said if any one of us had ever faced a ghost. We said no. She asked if we wanted to face one. We said yes and felt it would be a thrilling experience to face the thing we talked and were scared and fascinated of. Then she took us to a room in the back of the house and told us to light a candle and place in the middle of the room. Then she asked us to place a coin in front of the candle and then just fold our hands, concentrate and wait. We all did the same, half believing that something would happen. It was just like a funny thing for us, summoning ghosts. We closed our eyes and waited for some time when something started pushing me. I thought it was just my cousin trying to scare me, but when I opened my eyes it was black and bluish hand covered with scales like that of a fish pushing me, and in front of me was this person with a tilted face, horrible yellow eyes looking at me. I screamed and rushed out of the room straight to my mother. I told her about my experience and she told to have faith in God and that it was just my imagination. So that was the end to the matter and nothing happened until the fourth day. I was sleeping in my room when the hand pump in the courtyard started all by itself. I went out to check and there was the same person I had seen 3 days ago. It was pumping the water out and at the same time looking at me with those scary yellow eyes and a horrible smile on its face. I screamed and just fainted on the spot and for next few days was bedridden with high fever. It was then my grandmother came to know about my incident and she had taken me to the temple for some blessings, and after that I was well but not for long. After that incident weird things had started happening to me. I would see figures around me, feel if someone was constantly watching me, calling me by name, waiting for me to be left alone and then harm me. I started having nightmares, and one thing I still remember is that in those nightmares that I would see or feel those things which I hated the most. Sometimes I was being tickled and sometimes I am being thrown in a pool of water. I was kind of hydrophobic at the time, and things like that, and the villain was the same person I had seen before. One night it had got even more worse. I was going through one of these nightmares and woke up suddenly sweating and nervous. Next thing I saw was unbelievable. The same black and blue hand was crawling over my mother towards me. Yes, I remember this scene very clearly. But this time I could see none standing there. I went crazy and kept howling and shouting the whole night with my father trying calm me down. Next day my mother gave me a Lord Hanuman's locket to wear and told me never to mention these things to anyone, as doing so may get the evil spirit return back. After that all went well. Still remembering those things, one thing that always puzzles me is how could one actually summon the ghost with a candle and a coin, and why it was me instead of my other cousins who suffered all those things? Another thing that puzzles me is how did that spirit came to know about the things I disliked? Please share your thoughts on the questions mentioned above. Thank you for reading.